mother of a 10-year-old black child who was given 3 years probation and ordered to write a book report for public urination is now refusing to sign the probation order, saying that it's insane that a boy of that age would be treated as if they were an adult, let alone the specifics of why they're receiving the sentence in the first place. So if you're not familiar with this case, with this being the most recent development, the child's mother has said that her son urinated behind her vehicle while she was visiting a lawyer's office in Mississippi back in August. Police officers saw the child urinating and arrested him, like literally arrested him. They put him in a squad car and took him to the police station. Here he is, this 10-year-old boy who had peed. They put him in a squad car and drove him away. Now, the police chief assures us the child was not handcuffed because that would be unacceptable, but his mother said that he was put in a jail cell. So, some good and some bad in this. Days after the episode, the chief said that the officers violated their training on how to deal with children. It only took him a few days to come to that conclusion. He said one of the officers who took part in the arrest was no longer employed and that other officers would be disciplined. Now, he did not specify whether the former officer was fired or quit or what type of discipline the others would face. So it's all very vague. And I am assuming he would really love it if everyone would just move on from this story and forget about it so that he could not do anything. But anyway, the terms of the probation were agreed to, and she was originally going to sign it, but is not going to because that's crazy. He's 10, he peed outside. Nobody was killed, so far as I know. Mondale, what do you think?
To be black, to be boy, to be man is to be home alone. I'm just telling you, this is absolutely ludicrous to me. The idea, we're talking about, and the sad part about it is, we're not even talking about the trauma associated with all of this for that child. What's the trauma associated with this, with all of this for a child? And I would challenge people to see what it means to be arrested in Mississippi. Check out the stats on little black boys in Mississippi in handcuffs. Check out the stats on black men in Mississippi prisons in handcuffs. This idea that you don't have on physical handcuffs when you're in the back of a squad car means nothing. This child was somewhere up the road, either way, in either direction from where Mississippi cops killed Emmett Till, or cops and whoever else took a part in that. And I think, and people are saying, "Oh, Monday, that's too far." Is it though? Is it? And this is absolutely ridiculous. This kid would have had a toy gun; he'd probably be dead. We saw that in Ohio with Tamir Rice, 12-year-old, playing with a toy. This is a ridiculous institution, and I'm talking about the current state of American policing, not just in Mississippi, but across this country when it comes to black men. For someone who is 6 years older than this kid, the number one cause of death in this country is police. 16 to 24 black men, leading cause of death is police, not heart disease, not anything else. Not black on black crime, like some of you would say, it's police officers. And we have to really deal with that when this kid is 6 years away from being introduced to that life. And I think this is just an on-ramp, unfortunately. And probation for anything related to this is ridiculous.
Yeah, like everything you said is totally spot on. It's a kid. There are so many people who are worried about like AI taking over, because then it won't be humans making the decisions, it'll be AI. We're already AI. Nobody's a human. Nobody thinks. And look, sometimes their programming is explicitly racist, which is why they're not thinking. They're just automatically going with their racist programming. Oh, that 10-year-old who's black, peed, has to go to jail. Those same cops have kids, nephews. If their white 10-year-old nephew peed, would they haul him down to the station? Who among us has not peed outside? Who among us has not done worse than peed outside? When I think about the things that myself and my group of friends used to do back in the day when we were kids, we would be shot on sight. And if this merits being hauled down, and again, like it took days for the police chief to be like, you know what? We've looked into it. It's unacceptable. How do you not immediately release him, wipe his slate clean, apologize profusely to the family, hold a press conference about how you're gonna do better? No one is a human anymore. And whether it's racism or misogyny or the other isms and all that, like everybody has program that allows them to not have to think about human beings as being human beings. And I'm very worried about the future because even with all the scrutiny, every cop should know by now, after all of the national stories that we've had of police brutality and shootings and all of that, there is a chance that when you do something crazy, it can become a national story. And even that can't get them to act right. I don't know what's gonna end up happening with this particular kid. Hopefully with the fact that it's a national story, maybe we'll get some justice. But Mondale, it's crazy that stuff like this is still happening and that people can still deny that racism exists.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. And I think the fact that this 10-year-old had the wherewithal to go behind the car and try to pee, like it's not like come on, guys, like just I don't even know the trauma associated with this child and what I think he needs help now. You know what I'm saying? Because who's to say what's going to happen to this child because of this situation, and not just because of probation, but just because of the trauma of interacting with police at this age. We know what the statistics say the likelihood is, and I think I don't know, man. I'm really bothered by this story because I don't know, like you said, I don't know what the charges are. Well, did they put him on the sex offender registry? Will he be there for life? And it's absolutely ridiculous that this kid is going through this.
100%. By the way, I just want to really quickly, I believe that I might have misspoken initially. I think I might have said 3 years of probation. It's 3 months of probation. I hope we can all agree that that is just as unacceptable. 1 second of probation is unacceptable, but I think I might have misspoken. So I just want to clarify that. But yeah, any of this is unacceptable. I can't even imagine what long-term effect this will have on this child. As a parent now, I think about like, what if this happened to a kid that I had? Like that, the rage that would drive me for the rest of my life against this particular police station and cops in general. But anyway, this is just one of many stories like this that happen on a daily basis. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.